Well, hey, how y'all doing out there today? As you can see, I'm fine and dandy, and thanks largely in part to a very dear brother. And he still wants to remain anonymous, and a lot of people that want to help, that have big, giant hearts, that's their wish, so be it. But I hope one day that I can introduce you to him because he's just a fantastic human being, and you've never meet anybody better in your life. And saying that, he really wants to help out, and many of y'all want to help out, and as many of y'all know, I'm turning some lemons into some lemonade, so I'm heading from here to Pittsburgh and Cleveland, Detroit, and hopefully Detroit up to Flint, maybe back down to Chicago here over the next few weeks, or at least starting in October. And in the meantime, like I said, I had a good brother that said I could uh, hang out here and get ready for this and regroup and get back on my feet. So this is great, and this is probably the only help that many of us need, and that's why I'm making this video today. I want to make something very clear about my purpose. That I have no agenda, but what's driving me, and what is driving me is that we're probably under the most tyrannical, evil government that we've ever been under. They feel like they can play with people's lives. They feel like they can hold people hostage. They feel like they can take children away from parents and really go to war with whoever they want because they built this great war machine and they fooled many of us here in America and got us believing this shit. And so whatever on that ain't the point. The point is that I see this coming for the homeless people. It's already been planned. If any of you would do the research and check out city budgets, like I told you, there's some vast changes coming over this winter, and they're going to use the winter and the hidden deaths that we already have amongst the homeless that freeze to death. They're going to use that to their advantage. They're going to demonize homeless people, as they're already doing in San Francisco, where you see the news articles of the homeless people defecating in the street, and it's becoming a big problem. But San Francisco is this really like cool liberal town and wants to help out, so even they can't handle the homeless problem. And then we see, like I said before, we see articles where thugs get away with 9 months for murdering, beating homeless people to death. So they turn us into, I see this coming by them turning us into third class citizens. Most of us won't even look at a true homeless person sitting on the street. We can't even stand and walk by them. So whatever, I know what the truth is, but I'm not seeing these families separated. Because let me be honest, this is the part of the homelessness issue that I see is most important to the homeless people. I'm not looking for sponsors, y'all. I'm not looking for help from rich people, maybe unless they're going to buy a town. What I'm looking for is, they look at us homeless people like we're weak, or people that have separated ourselves from society, and they think that we're weak and we need help. Well, I think we're strong and we need help. I think we're strong enough to help ourselves. People, brothers like I have right here, they are more than willing to help people along, or people that are nomadic or transient or move around. Because see, I'm not going to look at the homeless. I'm not looking at this homeless issue like it's one, like the whole big pie. I'm looking at the section of the homeless people that are strong enough and willing to help the others. I want to relieve the stress from the cities to take away the agenda of the federal government, or who's ever running this show on the separation of these families. To take the wind out of their sails, to take away the stress or the need to demonize or even relocate homeless people. So we can take a few out of the cities and get them starting towns for others to come help build. Y'all, this would not only rebuild rural America, this would make for a stronger generation of people that are not on the system, which has failed us. People that are able to live their lives like they want to instead of in the streets. And people that still seek a sense of community, because community didn't mean the whole United States, y'all. I don't know where we got to this point to where everybody in the whole United States had to be the same. It was always meant to be all, well, 50 states, and they were supposed to have their ways, and then the community, the counties, and then the towns. Your community where you live is most important. I look behind me at Pennsboro, West Virginia, and I wonder how many of these people want these fracking rigs running through here. I wonder how many of these people want this, or how many of these people want that. Many of us succumb to it because we think we have to. You don't have to. I want to show that much at least. You don't have to succumb to it. You can be from well-to-do jobs, well-to-do lives. You don't have to do what you're doing. Many of you know that it's not right. This is why there's so much depression. And many of you don't want to be a part of it. That's why there's so much homelessness, or what's labeled as homelessness. But look, runaways ain't homeless people. Um, People like me aren't necessarily homeless people that can go put on a backpack and walk the Appalachian Trail for 6 months and then go walk another trail for another 6 months and then just live in the wild. Many of us chose this. The ones of us that chose, like I have, to step away, we didn't give up. We didn't become weak. We're not hiding. We just don't like the system and know that it's not going to work for us. So we're not going to hurt ourselves or drive ourselves crazy. We're not going to live the insanity of doing the same thing over and over again. These are the people that I'm looking to listen to their brothers and sisters that they've already been in the streets with, and to come up with the solutions for taking care of getting rid of the help and the handouts and helping ourselves and handing out ideas or handing out small towns to people where they can build something instead of waiting for the next meal. So instead of waiting for the next fish, I want to go out there and find some people that know how to fish and find some ponds, and let's get to doing some fishing and showing some other people how to fish. It's about strength, y'all. It's not about taking care. It is about taking care of through strength. I don't want to put it that way. I don't want to get this misconstrued. I think the people that there are many 60, maybe even 70% of the homeless people don't want to be there, and they did not put themselves there. But as you can tell, only good men like this brother here and many more people around. And even though they get demonized or arrested for giving sandwiches like the 90-year-old homeless man, they're there. They can help with part of it. But to get these people out of the cities, how are we going to do it? How are we going to relieve the stress from the homeless crisis in the cities? Well, we get them out of the cities, y'all. There's hundreds and hundreds of small towns for sale. There's all kind of places right here around me in West Virginia that are just abandoned. Once again, let me tell you the advantages of having, and this is why I wish the homeless people would do this and work together to find a way of getting this accomplished and having our own place, our own model, so we could ask for investors, have something to invest in. And this is when you look at just the small town life or the rural community, they're making it on their own. They have their own mayor. You will have your own police chief. You could even work in that county to elect your own sheriff. And if you have your own sheriff, you have your own county. You get it now? They don't want you to know this part of America, that when you have a town and you're the mayor and you're the police chief and you're the sheriff, you run that town. It really, unless you go way outside of the bounds, you won't ever see any state involvement or any federal involvement. As long as you're just living peacefully and everybody's getting along, just like-minded, coexisting. There you go. That's why I see the ideas of the small town as being important, and that's why I'm going to push it. I mean, that's all I can do is show you the reality of having something for yourself. And then when you invite somebody there, people you know, people you want to pull out of the street, now you're able to have a soup line because you've either grown or you found a way of getting all the ingredients to make the soup. Now you can help others help themselves out of it. Because see, somehow in this country, even around the world, in many places in the world, we've taken away people's power and we've taken away their strength by giving them too much, not allowing them to grow on their own, not allowing them to be, who they want to be, and only offering one lifestyle, one American dream. It can be versions of it, but there's only one American dream, right? Everybody can't live that, and we want to leave it to America. The ones that can't live it live the American nightmare. But that's only because you're still clinging on to the one fucking lifestyle. You're only clinging on to the one lie that they gave you. You're only clinging on to the American dream that is some corporate billionaire's dream. It's not yours. Your dream is to live free. Your dream is to be free. And your dream is to die living. Because that's what you can do every day. So, and that's all you can do. Or you can be a slave. And you can die a slave. And you can live a slave. That's all up to you. But the change is within us. And the change is coming whether we want it or not. But this winter is going to be ugly. And I think awareness before this winter is very important. Because like I've said before, I don't know how many things we stop by talking out here out loud. We'll never know because they never happen. I'm hoping this is something we can stop and it never happens. And I look like the biggest goofball in the world. But I don't care. Saving lives ain't my job. Saving this planet ain't my job. Being your brother and telling the truth about what's really going on, that's the only job I got. And I like that job. Now I'm going to keep doing that job until somebody thinks that, or that somebody can come do it for me, because I would love to retire about now. But so I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to really look at the seriousness and actually look at the opportunity. This is big, but it's not as big as the homeless problem. So we can stare at it, but owning your own town. If we just took a couple of hundred people, the model to begin with, the model of what we can do, I promise you, if it's about money, then investors would pour in because everybody would make money off of this. Rich people, poor people, whatever. And it's not about the money. Everybody would make life off of this and get you out of them damn cities. 87% of you are in cities right now. What's wrong with you? All right. Peace. I love you. Think about what I'm talking about. And when we can help with this and we can get this going on and still help the people in need. Now, let me get this clear too before I get off here. I was a little quick. I'm not putting down anything anybody else did. Matter of fact, I lift you all up. I thank you for taking care of our brothers and sisters. Namaste, and I love you. I'll never say what you're doing is wrong. I'm just looking for somehow for us to slowly transition into us taking care of this ourselves, because nobody really knows our plight but us. That's all. Peace. Don't live in fear.